Hey everybody! I hope you're blah, blah, blah. Oh my words. I hope you are having a wonderful day. So this is my impromptu live because I forgot to schedule it in. So I wanted to show up anyways. So today I want to talk about mindset because it matters more than we think. And if I'm being honest, mine has been challenged this week. Um, I found myself caught up with a lot of comparison and shoulds. I should be here by now. This should be done by now. Am I not good enough? You know, am I not doing enough? Am I just destined to fail? Um, and it got me thinking because I know I've been talking with a lot of people as well, and a lot of people are really scared right now because there's the economy, there's interest rates, there's war, there's all this stuff in the world, and it can be very scary, and the uncertainty can really get into our hearts and make us very uncomfortable and scared. And it can cause us to doubt ourselves and feel like there's nothing we can do. And I remember talking to a mentor of mine. We were out walking and I asked him, I said, how do you stay in touch with what's going on in the world without letting it get to you, right? And he said, well, Angela, I look around and I see, what I can do something about. So what can I do something about? What action can I take to improve something in my small part of the world? And that's really relevant, right? Because it kind of reminds me of this quote I read in the Book of Joy, where the Dalai Lama was saying, if there is nothing that we can do about something, then there's no point in worrying about it. And if there's something we can do about something, then why worry? Right? And it sounds very simplistic, but it can be very hard to do. I'm not just because it's easy to say, it doesn't make it easy to do, but it's also very true. I mean, if there's things that we can't change, right? We can't change the economy. We can't change what the bank's going to do with the interest rates. Then worrying about it won't make it better. And if there's something we can do, right? If there's something we can do in our business to maybe pivot or help it weather whatever comes our way, then we should do it instead of worrying, because worrying is wasted time. So all of that said, I wanted to talk about mindset today because we could all use it, right? There's a couple of different things I want to go over. The first is when you think about mindset, a lot of people think about, positive and negative, or optimistic and pessimistic, or happy versus sad. Mindset is really kind of how you believe the world, or how you view the world, right? So it's the beliefs that you have that shape and how you make sense of your world. And so there's two types, right? There's a fixed mindset and there's a growth mindset, right? And each kind of, produce different life experiences. So a fixed mindset means that you believe that you are born a certain way, or that you either have things or you don't, and that things can't be changed, right? So you're either good at something or you're not. When you hear people say, this is just how I am, those sorts of things indicate a fixed mindset where they're just fixed in the spot and that nothing can change it. Whereas a growth mindset means that you believe that you can learn things, right? So you can learn to do things, or you can get better at something, or that, you only really fail if you stop trying. And so the difference between a fixed and a growth mindset can really have an impact on how we're affected by, what's going on in the world around us, and how it affects how we see ourselves and how life is going to play out. So with a fixed mindset, you are how you are, you believe you are how you are, and there's nothing that can be done to change it. You have the skills you have, and it just is that way. So with a fixed mindset, you might believe that, your business does good when the economy does good, and when the economy does bad, if people aren't buying what you sell, there's nothing you can do about it, right? Whereas with a growth mindset, you believe you can learn things and that you can develop skills and talents and you can grow. So if things are changing and the economy is changing and the world is changing, then you believe you have the ability to change with it, right? So you can pivot, you can, develop new ways of doing things so that you still have a thriving and profitable business no matter what's going on in the world. A lot of, I saw some really great pivots during the last 2.5 years, right? There were people who took their businesses online that typically had dealt person to person. There were people who created new businesses because their old one just didn't work anymore. But the ability to believe that you can grow, change, and learn, this growth mindset, is going to help you a lot as you navigate uncertainty. And it can make things seem less scary when you believe that you can adapt, right? So outside of fixed and growth mindset, there's also, this thing called locus of control, right? Fancy name. And the locus of control is really just how whether you believe you have control over things or not, okay? It refers to your perception about like the underlying or main causes of your life events. So, does life happen to you or do you happen to life? Funny way of saying it. Is your success or failure guided by luck, fate, or external circumstances? So that's an external locus of control, right? So if you have an external locus of control, you believe that the outside world tells you how things are going to go. If you have an internal locus of control, you believe that your behavior, like that your behavior can change things. So your decisions and your efforts can make a difference. So someone with an external locus of control will say, interest rates are rising, economy's headed for a recession, I'm doomed, right? I'm not going to make any money. No one will buy from me because there's a recession. Someone with an external locus of control would look around and say, okay, I see that these things are changing. Interest rates are rising. The economy is headed into a recession. People might need my services more right now. Or how can I position myself to provide services that people need right now? Or how can my product help people through a time like this? Because people with, a growth mindset and an external locus of control, these are the types of people who become millionaires during a recession, a depression, right? And it's not to say we have to want to be millionaires. I'm just saying there's always an opportunity, right? It's just whether or not we're open to seeing it. And that's not to say that some people aren't in bad situations that are outside of their control. I'm not saying that, that everybody, is wrong for believing they don't have control. I don't know anybody's personal situation. There are people who are in bad situations I have never experienced that I can't speak to. I'm generally speaking about business and the economy and how mindset can help us face it to gear ourselves for success or to gear ourselves for failure, right? So if we go into this unknown or these things that are scaring us, believing that we are done for and that we have no control over how things will the outcome because the economy is bad and prices are rising and interest rates are rising, if we go in believing that those situations have condemned us to failure, we will fail. Okay. For as harsh as that may sound, if we look out at the future and believe it is bleak, it is bleak. If we look out at the future and recognize that while it may be a struggle and it may be very, very hard, that we can learn new things and we can find opportunities and we can create opportunities for ourselves, we have a better chance of succeeding. It's not to say I can't guarantee anybody's success, right? Unless I conjure up my magic crystals. But how we approach the situation, our mindset, our thoughts going into it will play out and dictate the outcome to a certain degree. If we give up before we start because things look bad and we're scared, we are guaranteed to fail. If we are at least willing to try and believe that we can learn and grow and potentially create something new or thrive, we have a shot. Okay. I remember when the pandemic started and I had, just gone full commission in mortgages, and my partner looked at me and she said, I don't know if we're going to do another mortgage again for a little while. I don't know what this is going to bring. And I was like, that's okay. I was like, people are going to still need money. And that's what we do. We find people money. I'm not worried. And I really believe that. Like, I wasn't just saying that to make myself feel better. I really did believe that, the position we were in, people were going to need things and we could help them with it. And I was right. We did remarkably well. But the thing is we did remarkably well. Well, there was still a lot of people saying, this is terrible. Business is bad. No one needs money. Nothing is happening. And that's not to say that my mindset magicked business, but it's to say that having an open mind and seeing possibility and potential allowed my mind to be open when those opportunities came in. And did I have to work harder? Yes. Was it a bigger challenge? Of course it was. Banks were getting tighter with their, getting more and more restrictive. Everybody was scared. People, weren't making money, but still needed their mortgages. It was tough, but it just meant I had to get more and more comfortable working with different types of lenders and finding solutions and doing the very best I could for the people that came to me for help. And that's just what I did, right? And like I said, I don't know any one person's situation, but what I do know is if you walk in with an open mind and believe that you can change and that you have the ability to impact your future, your chances are exponentially higher of succeeding than if you walk in and say, I can't control the government. I can't control the president. I can't control the banks. I can't control this. I'm done for. Don't condemn yourself right away. Don't give all your power away, right? Hang on to some of it. Hang on to the fact that you are a smart, capable human being with the ability to think through things. And if you're in this group, you are a mom, which means you're practically a superhero. Your ability to problem solve and to deal with stress and to manage your way through things is exponentially greater than most people. So you can do this, right? I know it can be scary, and I know that uncertainty isn't fun, but it's not the end. I can promise you that. It's not the end. And you can succeed. So that's me for today. Sorry, it was a little deep. But that's what was on my mind. And I know it's on a lot of people's minds, what's going on and what's happening. So happy to answer any questions. Happy to help wherever I can. And as always, remember, the woman you see when you look in the mirror is exactly what a successful entrepreneur looks like. Have a great rest of your day. Bye now.